I'm frankly a little bit shocked it took them this long to finally come out with this floor plan right here. Hello, everybody. My name is Josh, the RV Nerd. Welcome to Bish's RV. Actually, down at Jayco today with a new model that I don't know if I'm actually supposed to even be recording right now. I just happened to see it sitting over in the corner. I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if I put the camera on this? They left me alone in this building after hours and just said, hey, we trust you, Josh. We've done business with you for years. Shut the lights off on your way out. And I said, okay. This new floor plan hasn't even gone through like the normal weights and measures process. Offhand, I don't know what exactly it weighs and how long it is. We'll hopefully have that on screen for you. But let's be real. This is Jayco looking at a Grand Design Transcend 265 and saying, anything you can do, I can do better. Did they accomplish that? Well, I'll leave that up to you folks. So let's talk about this right here. So Jayco has done a brand new thing with the J Flights where all of the J Flights effectively are SLXs. Then you can add, I think, like the elite package to them to kind of build them all back up to what a, quote, full flight used to be last year. So you will see a couple different versions of this out there. Some will have like that elite package and some will not. Make sure you know which one you're looking at because that will affect the price tag very, very quickly. This model, basically what they did is they took a 30-foot couples camping travel trailer with a really awesome layout and they slapped a couple bunks on the back of it. And as unceremonious as that sounds, that's exactly what happened here, and it's awesome. I know that sounds like I'm about to slap it upside the face, but the open sense of air and space that you get from this design, it just works. You've got some junk in the trunk storage going on here. You've got those taller Jayco ceilings. You got that longer Jayco warranty because keep in mind, no one has a 3-year warranty, no matter what they try to make you think. You'll have things like available solar and a bunch of other stuff on this one. I'm really curious to know what you think about it as we go. And if you appreciate how we show you the good and the bad in these videos, hit that subscribe button. Let's get in there. And you know, I couldn't really decide how to go about this one. This floor plan from whoever builds it, it always kind of trips me up. So I thought, how about this? How about I just go straight from the customer's point of view? If you were looking at this camper and you walked into it at one of our stores or any RV dealer, I don't care if it's us or not, this is what you're going to see right here. Now, keep in mind, what we are looking at, I think, is actually an early proof of concept prototype. It is possible there will be a couple more changes and or fine tuning. So if the one you see at one of our stores or, you know, wherever you visit isn't exactly like this, don't necessarily be surprised. I'm here to kind of just give you the gist and the idea of this one. Like all J Flights, well, not all J Flights. This J Flight is 6'9" tall from floor to ceiling. Now, at a glance, that looks like a non-centralized air. I don't know if that's a new prototype air they're trying, but it is a centrally ducted system, I noticed. I'm only on 15 amp power, so I haven't tried to fire that sucker up. It does appear to be some variety of new Coleman Mach air unit, though, and a slightly updated facelifted decor here. Carpetless floor flush slide, but at that, man, I'm very glad to report. I'm not sure I even need to mention carpetless slides anymore. I have realized I've done that because for 16 years of my career, I had to do that because a lot of RVs had carpet in the slides. And at this point, I'm not really sure of anyone that necessarily does. So I don't know. You tell me. Is that something I even need to waste my time or, pardon me, waste your time talking about carpetless slides? Moving on from there, we do appear to have pretty much ventless flooring. I see that we have cabinet side heating ducting. Some of your J Flights still have ducting in the floors, and basically it's because they were already engineered that way. If I'm reading the tea leaves correctly, based partially on this floor plan, as they make new models, they will be phasing out the floor heat ducting, but for now, they're still doing it. One of the things that's kind of cool about a stick and tin camper is the walls are studded, very similar to a residential style construction, so they can put power outlets basically wherever you want them. Now, because they can't get one piece of countertop, they had to put a level change here. Sometimes I wonder, why do manufacturers put countertop splits when customers generally don't like them? Because they kind of sort of had to. Although in this floor plan, I'm not sure that's necessarily true. Because of where this oven is located, we already have a split there. They definitely could have just continued that along flat. So you tell me, is it okay how it is, or should they try to flatten that up a little bit? I do appreciate that they kept that squared off a little bit though. A lot of manufacturers will cut that, sweep that back very aggressively, and it makes it borderline non-functional, and I don't see that here. And if you don't like this decor, that's okay. Just know that they don't offer anything else. this is what Jay Flights are looking like right now. Also, a TV is not going to be factory standard, but it is nice that they do go ahead and run like HDMI wiring and whatnot for us. Now, one of the things that I'm wondering might change when this leaves the prototype phase and goes into the production phase is, are we going to get curtains for the bunks? Because right now I don't see any. And I would love to hear from you, but I'm estimating people would like to have some curtains for bunks. Again, just a theory. Bottom bunk has a light and household plugs. Top bunk has your USB plugs over there. These are 600-pound rated each, by the way. And over here, handy little chunk of storage in the back bunk area for the little kiddos that are joining you. Even if it's not a lot, storage space for kids like that, I think, is a really big deal because they occupy a lot of space. What a lot of people do with these double bunks is they'll put one kid on each bunk and then they'll keep like some duffel bag stuff up there with the kids for their clothes. It just helps. I didn't fold it down, but you do have that folding cinema seat style console armrest with like a couple cup holders built into it. The sofa can also actually has quite a bit of storage. To help demonstrate that, I took a couple cushions off the dinette and plopped them down there just to kind of give you a little bit of a size reference. And oh, that was so slick. That was slick as a skateboard trick right there. I wish I could have said I did that on purpose, but the RV gods are smiling on me. That can obviously fold down to a small sleeper as well. And the dinette is a big sleeper. This is what I call a true U dinette, where it's like approaching somewhere in the neighborhood of 7 feet. So a lot of manufacturers are going to call the sofa that we just looked at and this dinette a two-person sleeper. They're drunk, stupid, and out of their minds. There's just no way. Those are definitely a one-person sleeper, unless you got two really small people or unless they know each other biblically. So the cool thing on this RV is that you sleep a family of four very simply, because you have your front private bedroom, and then you have, your two double bunks. If you're going to double people up, it's a little easier to do in that bunk space. And assuming you do that and put a person on the dinette and the sofa, we're talking like a 10-person sleeper here. But at that point, how do you get everybody there? You're definitely going to have to take like a second vehicle just to haul everybody there. But if you have sometimes guests, it can get the job done. And, it can create those extra sleeping opportunities that you may potentially need. I also love the fact that they left a spot for the wastebasket under the sink right there. Not enough RV builders think about just stupid, simple details like that. And I also have a feeling some people are going to say, well, if they're so smart, why didn't they put a fireplace over there in the brown portion of the cabinetry under the TV? And the answer to that is because this price point just doesn't support features like that. There's other builders that do, but the camper is going to cost more and have a lot of other fancy features. This is in that smart family comfortable camping section of the RV marketplace. This is not the full-on luxury. I just realized, sorry, that's I think that's an 8 cubic foot 12-volt compressor fridge, not the 10 that you had historically associated with Jay Flight. I wondered how they squeezed that extra drawer down there. I had to finally think about it for a second. But hey, there you go. Even if it's not awesome news, I'll make sure I point it out so that you know. I do appreciate that we do still have a full medicine cabinet over here instead of just a mirror. That kind of stuff absolutely drives me nuts, like a pirate with a ship's helm for a belt buckle. Weird spot for the converter panel, but I'm not sure where else they would put it. And it does keep it away from the kids in the bunk area. And if the slides are closed and you pop a fuse, you can hop in a door and access it directly. So I ain't mad at it. If you're fluffy, this bathroom is friendly. There's tons and tons of space around here for you. And I have absolutely whined about open face bathroom storage for years, but when it's thinner and slightly more shallow like this, I can give it a pass because towels tend to hold themselves in there pretty well. Although you're going to want to get some totes or something for toiletries. Now, they are still 6'9" tall. You see how I'm wearing shoes and hat. I can still stand in that shower just fine. That extra 3 inches of ceiling height makes a huge difference right there. Sliding pocket privacy doors for both the bedroom and the bathroom. I do want to point out, this looks to be is that a short queen or is that a true queen? Stand by. Let me see if I can find a tag. Yeah, that's a 60 by 80 true queen. I thought for a second it was going to be a camp queen, but it appears that they are listening and people have said we prefer true queens and not camp queens. And they said, all right, bet, you got it. Now, I don't want to flicker them on camera, but you do have a light switch over here just to my left as you walk in the room. So if you're a little shorter than me, you don't have to climb on the bed to reach those lights. You can just push a button. You saw the TV hookups kind of over there off to the side. They give you a couple things over here too. They give you the viewing and breeze window, plus a viewing window in the door. Although it does lack a privacy shade, so you may want to throw a little bit of a towel in it or install the privacy shade, which is only like 40, 50 bucks in there. And by the way, it doesn't require any screws. I don't even know if this is going to show up easily on camera, but there's 4 little clips right here. You just put the thing in, clip it down, and you're done. Like, there's no tech wizard install required whatsoever. One thing I can definitely tell you about this floor plan, just based on a lot of experience on a lot of builders who make something very similar, is we are about to engage in what I call 2-stage travel access. By that, I mean you can get to everything, but it takes going in through 2 different doors. They did keep the kitchen countertop. Wait a minute. This refrigerator door opens the other way. Okay, well, it could be again because we're just in a prototype. These refrigerators are designed so that you can move the hinge to either side. In its current format, you really actually cannot access the fridge. Either Jayco is going to build it a different way, or we can address that for you at our dealership. So keep that little detail in mind right there. The back door back here, that'll get you to your kitchen and your bunk space. If you want to get to your bedroom or bathroom, though, that's where the travel trailer 2-step comes in. We slide out here. It's like the time warp. You take a step to the right, put your hands on your hips. And right now, you either know what I'm talking about or you have absolutely no clue. There's really only 2 types of people when it comes to leaving them shiver with anticipation. But there you go. 2-stage travel access. If you appreciate the Rocky Horror Picture Show references or the fact that I'm actually trying to show you around the camper while giving them to you. Maybe hit that subscribe button. Join us on the next one. Meanwhile, let's talk towing. Now, keep in mind, as I go through this exterior portion, we talk about towing. I don't actually know how long this RV is or how much it weighs, but I have experience that I can lean on comparing this to other builders who offer a very similar layout. And I'm going to say that most of the time you're probably not going to find this half-ton towable. If you have a really heavy capacity half-ton and you are staying local and not trying to do a lot of highway speed towing, maybe. But this thing is long and it will push around a lighter curb weight vehicle like a half-ton more easily. So if you're going to do a lot of highway towing or mountain towing, you're not going to enjoy the experience here. You're probably going to be best served hooking up to this with a 3/4 ton pickup. Now, keep in mind, what I just said disqualifies us from the largest number of truck owners out there. So I'm not saying this because I'm trying to be the tow police. There's no financial benefit in me to say what I just said. It's purely for your safety. Please keep that in mind. Nice window tint going on. Jayco's been good about that for years. You see that 2+3 sticker there. There are, there's a lot of people out there in the industry advertising for a lot of manufacturers who really want you to think they have a 3-year warranty. They put that same blue 3 or something like that on the window. It says 3-year warranty. Then in fine print under it says structural limited. Well, this has a 2+3. So whatever 3-year warranty they have, this has, but it also has a 2-year warranty. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. And when I walked around the corner, I about slapped my forehead like should have had a V8 because I see this junk in the trunk cargo compartment right here, but I see a spare tire in front of it. But again, experience prevails. something I don't think a lot of people know, many RV tire carriers like we're looking at there actually have a pivot function. They can fold down so that you can get behind them without necessarily needing to take the tire off. And holy crap, man, that is possibly one of the largest rear storage cavities I've ever seen ever on a stick and tin camper. That is pretty awesome. I also really appreciate, they could have chinsed and shrunk down a lot of windows, but like that sofa side window that we're looking at there to the upper left of the water heater, like they did a pretty good job wherever they could, you know? So let me know what you think about this one. And if you're curious to see what this one runs or who else builds something like this, I'll leave you some links in the video description to check pricing, availability, and videos I've done on other brands that have a similar layout right here, some laminated, some not. So if you like this, you're like, I like this layout, but I don't like the stick-built walls. We have options for you. Basically, chances are if it's on wheels, we have something for you at Bish's RV. So when you're ready, we're ready. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.